Seen a very unruly breakfast table. Peter is attempting to throttle Davy with one hand while Davy grins like a mad jester, evading with remarkable agility. Mike is still hiding under his newspaper, mumbling about finding an apartment in a cave and living in a cave for the rest of his life, while you and Mickey just sit and watch the chaos unfold with a bowl of popcorn. Peter is practically glowing with righteous fury as Davy leaps over a chair and lands on the counter, still grinning. I swear to God, if you don't stop, Jones. Seen a countertop standoff. Your eyes widen as Davy leaps up on the counter with a maniacal laugh, narrowly dodging a wild swing from Peter. Never! Davy yelps gleefully, scattering silverware in all directions as he dives behind an unsuspecting toaster for cover. That's it, Peter roars, lunging for Davy again. I'm going to make you regret the day you were born. The final battle. Peter finally corners Davy behind the couch, grabbing a couch cushion like a shield. Davy grins, brandishing a kitchen knife. Oh no, oh hell no. Peter swings the cushion with all his might. Davy screams, grabbing a pillow off the couch in a spectacular display of chaotic reflexes and swinging back. You and Mickey just sit there with your tub of popcorn, watching like this is the most intense gladiator match of all time. Scene: the battle royale intensifies. The room explodes into chaos as they swing their pillows like medieval knights gone mad, both of them screaming like rabid animals as feathers and fabric fill the air. Peter swings a vase at Davy, who ducks it with impressive speed. Not the antique porcelain. Mike howls, emerging from behind his newspaper in horror. Scene: the Great Feathery Destruction. Vases break and pillows burst in a flurry of feathers and fabric. Even Mike has abandoned his newspaper, watching in horror as Davy vaults onto the couch in a desperate attempt to escape, only to slip on a rogue pillow and go down like a graceful hippo. Peter sees his chance. Gotcha, he howls triumphantly, lunging for Davy with the fury of a maddened dragon. Scene: the feathered catastrophe. Davy scrambles and fails to evade Peter, who pounces on him like a man possessed. The two of them roll on the ground in a cloud of feathers, pillows exploding with every movement, Mike and Mickey gasping helplessly as furniture topples and lamps shatter in the melee. Scene: the final flourish. You scream with laughter as they finally tire themselves out, collapsing against the wall covered in feathers and panting like marathon runners. Peter flops back against the couch with his eyes closed. Mercy! He pants breathlessly. Davy grins triumphantly, sitting up next to him and shaking a feather out of his hair. Not in my vocabulary. Scene: the after effects of the war. Feathers are everywhere, scattered like a crime scene in a bird store. Furniture is upended, pillows are in tatters, and Mike is staring at the carnage in horror. He looks one breath away from a nervous break as he surveys the damage. This is unbelievable, he stutters, still gaping at the destruction. Scene: the unrepentant aftermath. Davy, still sprawled among the wreckage with feathers stuck to his sweater like some deranged art project, grins up at Mike with zero remorse. Look on the bright side. Now we've got an excuse to redecorate. He plucks a feather from his hair and flicks it at Peter's nose. Think of it as avant-garde. Peter, now half buried under a shredded pillow carcass, groans and blindly flings a handful of feathers back at him. I hate you. Mickey snaps a Polaroid of the scene, for blackmail purposes, while you solemnly hand Mike a broom like it's Excalibur. He accepts it with the wariness of a man who knows this is only round one. Fade to sweeping montage set to chaotic ukulele music. Post-credits scene. 2 hours later, Davy accidentally knocks over the feather-filled trash bag, cue second snowstorm, and Mike walks straight out the front door without breaking stride. Scene: the Great Feather Reckoning. Mike's exit is punctuated by the slamming of the front door, leaving behind a stunned silence, briefly broken by a single feather drifting dramatically to the floor. Davy blinks at the aftermath, then turns to you with a grin already reforming. Oops. His eyebrow wiggle suggests exactly zero remorse. Peter exhales through his nose like a bull about to charge. I'm gonna drown you in your own tambourine. Mickey, still holding the Polaroid, snaps another picture just as Davy yelps and dives behind you for cover. knocking over another lamp in the process. Cut to black as distant sirens approach. Postscript: the local paper runs a headline next morning. Monkey's Manor declared natural disaster zone. Bandmates allegedly still at large. Scene: the Great Feather escape. Davy suddenly grabs your hand, eyes wide with mischief. Quick, before they call Interpol! He yanks you toward the back door as Peter bellows incoherently behind them. The two of you burst into the garden, where a single touring van sits with its engine already running, courtesy of Mickey's suspiciously convenient timing. You clamber inside just as Peter emerges from the house, shaking a fist and shouting something about eternal vengeance. Davy rolls down the window to blow him a kiss as Mickey floors it, peeling out in a cloud of gravel and wayward feathers. From the passenger seat, Mike sighs and slowly pulls out his resignation letter, only for Davy to snatch it and fold it into a paper airplane. Too late! You're stuck with us forever! The airplane soars out the window as laughter fills the van, and somewhere behind them, Peter's distant scream fades into California sunset. Fade to credits over ukulele cover of I'm a Believer. A year later, during an interview, reporter: and what caused infamous Great Pillow War? Davy, grinning. Scientific curiosity. Peter, I plead the fifth. Seen a quiet moment after the storm. The van rumbles down the highway, sunset bleeding into twilight through the windows. You're wedged between Davy and a pile of feather-contaminated luggage, his arm slung lazily around your shoulders as he hums off-key to whatever song Mickey's got blasting from the radio. Sand still crusts his hairline from earlier, like some sort of chaotic crown. He catches you staring and grins, leaning in conspiratorially. Bet Peter's turned our room into a shrine to grudges by now, he whispers, eyes sparkling with delight at the thought. Complete with voodoo dolls made from my socks. You snort, nudging him with your elbow just as Mike chucks a crumpled napkin at both of you from the front seat. Children. But there's no real heat in it, just exhaustion, and something perilously close to fondness buried under decades of eye rolls. Outside, palm trees blur past like silent witnesses to this madness, and somehow, against all logic, this disaster feels exactly like home. Fade to black as Davy steals your last crisp and Mickey starts another chorus.